What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon. The channel is 540 Flips, and I hope all of you are doing good out there. It has been a bit since I have done a video. In fact, I believe it has now officially been 1 month since I have done a video. And I want to say a big shout out and thank you to Jason Wilson. He is a viewer. He's also a member of the Sports Card Facebook group that we run. He reached out and he was like, "Hey man, just checking in. Notice you haven't been doing any content. Is everything okay?" I really appreciated that because this channel is still very small. I have mentioned in some of the past videos that trying to manage my time management and stuff, and also stay on task and consistent with doing videos was very difficult for me. But it was nice to see that somebody was like, "Hey, what's going on? You haven't done anything in a while." So um, I do want to explain. I kind of ADH Dave, or better known as NC Picker, he did a video recently talking about since he's went full-time reselling and quit his job, that he's kind of had this struggle, and some people have said he's procrastinating. Um, he mentions his wife said she's noticed a difference with him doing picker videos and stuff like that. I have to tell you, it is a struggle, and especially if you are, I don't want to say doing everything, but if you're doing the majority of the work and you're trying to manage YouTube plus reselling, in his case, um, and he proclaimed this kind of in his breakdown, but YouTube is more of the funds that he's getting, but he's also said it's not a consistent, it could change at any moment. It's an uncontrollable source of income. And I get where he was coming from there, even though I'm not making anything off of YouTube. I would love to be able to. But I only have 65 subscribers right now. So I understand completely where he's coming from. This past month, I decided I did a video saying I had goals I wanted to set. Those goals were more of trying to find a way to build the eBay store up. And it becomes difficult building the store. If you got to list the items and then you hope the items sell, and if the items sell, then you have to pack the items, and then mixing all of that in with also doing a video and then editing it and all of that, it became cumbersome. And so I was putting a lot of pressure. It was stressing me out. I felt obligated to need to get the videos out. I didn't want to be stressed and feel like I wasn't able to manage my time properly. So I took a break from the videos because the eBay store was the most important part. So that's why I took the break from the videos. I got the eBay store up to over 1,100 listings now. July has been a very weird month. You've heard the videos out there. Some people are saying their sales are booming. Some people are saying the sales suck. That's that. There's also the ones battling amongst, you're just doing it wrong. Oh no, it's yeah. Look, I don't want to get into that conversation. I'm going to say eBay has been weird this month. I'll have a day where I'm over $1,000 in sales, and the next day I might sell 30 bucks. There is particular individuals out there that like to only claim, and there's not one, but there's several people that claim, it's the items you're selling. Well, I totally disagree with that, because if it was the items I was selling, they wouldn't sell the following day. I wouldn't get 30 sales when the day before I got two, right? If it was just about the items I was selling, they wouldn't have sold, period. So I really do think there is an issue. I'm actually to the belief that there's multiple eBay servers, and it just depends on which one you're on. I know that's tinfoil hat, but things have seemed to be patterned in threes. Especially for me being new, I'm easily able to see this. This is my seventh month, but of doing this, but I also consider January and February, I combine them. So I look at it now as being 6 months. Um, and even if you consider 7 months, 2 of those 7 months, I was able to break 10,000 in sales doing this as a new reseller. So when I see the inconsistencies and fluctuations, you can start patterning. I don't even know if that's a word, but anyway, enough of that. Um, I wanted to kind of throw out, just explain why I haven't done the video. I want to get into a schedule, and once I figure out what that is, it's either going to be 2 days a week I'll do videos or three. Um, I was thinking Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but then I was like, well, Mondays are busy usually because of packing, so I don't know. We'll have to see what works best. Maybe a Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday pattern, maybe. And then I was listening to the reseller clickbait podcast. I enjoy their show. Um, and Jimmy, Old School Flips, he just recently changed his channel name. I don't want to change my channel name, but he brought up a good point that the flipper channels are hard to grow, and then also people don't really like to watch the what sell videos. I'm going to touch on this a minute, but I think I may try to like I'm going to attempt, and I'm saying that and prefacing this because it may change. I may just have to split the channels and do two channels. I'm so new, I don't know that it would matter, but I don't want to change the channel name because there's folks, and when I get on reseller information, they recognize the name, and I don't want it to be too confusing. But then again, I've thought, well, it's so new that it may not affect things because it's not like a known name out there. So we'll see how that goes. But I want to do the mix of the what solds, but also share more picking videos. I see both sides to the tale, and I enjoy watching people go to the sales and see what areas have like what at their sales. It's good information. Like if we ever wanted to travel or something like that and go to an area, we're also considering moving. And if this is going to be a career, um, we would like to go somewhere that has good, you know, good content of yard sales and stuff at sales and priced correctly and all that. So I enjoy watching those the picker videos and stuff, but at the same time, and I'm going to get into this, I want to do the top 5 things I've learned since starting reselling. And again, I combined January and February since I was brand new then. So I'm going to stretch this as say I've done it for 7 months, but I like to look at it in a 6 month window, just because of January and February being brand new to this. But anyway, this is 5 things that I feel have been important and that I've learned since starting to be a reseller, a full miscellaneous reseller. I've done eBay for years, but it was sports cards. Now I'm doing everything. I would say number one thing I've learned, and my wife can make me eat crow for this, but if you're new to reselling, be sure to figure out where you're going to put your inventory. How much inventory do you plan to take on? And set up an inventory management system. If you want to stay small and you have just a small room or something you're going to keep everything in, stick to that space, but manage your inventory. Give it custom SKUs, all of that. If you want to go bigger, are you going to get a storage unit? Do you have a basement? Figure out how you're going to manage your inventory and start from day one or early on doing your custom SKUs. We finally, I took July 4th. She was off, and me and her went through all of my listings and added custom SKUs because I was getting to the point I was scared. I had been very, very good at not losing an item and knowing where everything was when I put it there. She was good about when she would help me list, give custom SKUs to things. So that did help. But I was getting to a point I was afraid I was not going to be able to find stuff, and I didn't want to get there. So we went back through, but that took a day to do. I would highly suggest, and something I've learned, do it from the beginning. It is very important. Um, YouTube content. Um, People watch YouTube for many different reasons. A lot of the reselling content I would suggest taking with the approach of entertainment. Watch it watch people that you are entertained by, find channels that you feel like you're not only entertained, but they're given like they're being real with you, right? Um, there's so much that you can learn without needing to be told how you should do things, and I really feel it's important to just when you're watching the content, understand if it's a larger channel. Um, don't put your expectations onto what they're doing. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but they have built an audience. They get a lot of viewer sales. They can sell items sometimes at a higher price because they have more eyes on their items. They have an advantage. If you're new, you're not. It's like when they explain about Whatnot, the successful people in Whatnot have built an audience. They don't have, they don't just get on there, create a sale, and then have 200 people in their, in their sale and do very well, right? It takes time to grow that. You have to grow that audience. So when you're watching YouTube and resellers on YouTube, that especially those that have a big audience, take it with just the side of entertainment. But one thing to definitely like pay attention to, and this is why um I do feel that the what sold videos should be more important than they really are. um that those videos can really help you learn items. It can help you see, what is actually selling. Anybody can go to a sale and buy an item. You can go to sales and find 50 cent or dollar items all the time. You can go to Goodwills and buy cheap items. But if they're not selling, they're not doing you any good. So I really feel like the what sold videos are more important than they take on. And so if you're a new reseller, I would highly suggest you watching people that not only do like the picker style videos. Those are great to watch. They're fun to watch. Again, I love watching them. But I do feel like the videos showing when the items are sold, or if it's people that delay their videos for picker side, and they show up, they show that the items have already sold. Those are good too. But I feel like watching and seeing what people are actually selling is more important than watching what people are buying. Um, because again, you can buy anything. People can go out and buy anything, but if it's not selling, it does no good. Um, Packing materials. I can't stress this enough. Um, Early on, I had tons of boxes that I had saved from the card submissions and that sort of stuff. But when you get into where you're making a good bit of sales, you're gonna fly through boxes. You're gonna fly through bubble wrap. You're gonna fly through packing paper, tape, all of that stuff. Find what works best for you as far as sourcing those materials. Do you want to use USPS flat rate boxes or just priority boxes? If you want to get better shipping prices, you're going to be ordering boxes, you're going to be ordering packing paper. Allocate the funds for that and also research around. Personally, I use Uline. It's nice to get it the next day. The shipping is pretty pricey, but I was listening to the folks that, had the codes for Supply Hut and all of that, and maybe I was doing something wrong, but I was getting numbers with Supply Hut, even with the discount codes, um, that were way higher than even paying a high shipping from Uline, where I'm getting the products the next day. But Amazon sells boxes, Walmart, find out what you need, the size of boxes of the items that you're going to be selling more of. Figure that out early on and buy shipping materials. Fork over the money, buy the shipping materials. It's going to make your life a million times easier. You're going to be able to list your shipping prices better because then instead of doing calculateds, even you could just do a flat shipping rate. I normally, on most all of my items, I just put it as standard shipping and I enter my shipping rate. Um, that gives the buyer a good price, and I know that what it's going to cost me plus my box and my materials and everything, I can just bundle that all in, and it helps me, with my material cost. So highly recommend early on, getting an idea of what you're going to be selling, what you're going to be sourcing, and try to figure out how many boxes you need, what size boxes, how much packing paper, all of that stuff, and allocate funds to shipping materials. Yes, it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you a few $100 on that first order, but you're going to save so much time. And again, you can sprinkle a little bit of that cost into your shipping, when you charge for shipping, to help, lessen that blow a little bit. So packing materials, I would highly uh, recommend. Number four is going to be manage your expectations. We all go into this, and I would say it's exciting. You start getting sales, um, but eBay, as I mentioned, a few minutes ago, eBay is a roller coaster. Um, my best month so far, and again, I'm new to this, but my best month so far was just over 11,000 in sales, and you want to continue growing that. But eBay is a roller coaster, and it will humble you very quickly. Um, last month I broke 10,000, and this month in July has been weird. I thought I was going to struggle to get 4,000, and then all of a sudden it started working pretty decent for a few days, and I'm up. Let me look right now. I think I'm possibly going to be able to hit 7 if I finish today off strong. I'm probably going to come in just under 7,000 in sales. My net is over 4,000, but I thought my total sales this month was just going to be 4,000. But manage your expectations. You're going to see again, and I'm going to use the YouTube thing because as people watch YouTube and they see what these other folks are doing, the big audiences, some of them do really well, but again, they've grown that audience. They've been doing it for a long time. Um, some of them even have connections to source, so they're getting items cheaper. Um, but that audience does matter, and I'm not saying that's the only way that they're getting sales. Please don't twist that. But it is important to note that they are getting sales and helps their views on eBay and all of that because they have a larger following. But manage your expectations. There's other large audience channels out there right now that I know personally I'm selling more than they are. There's people that said their 90 days they want it to be at an X amount, and I've seen my 90-day eclipse that amount. So I've been very proud with the way I'm doing things. I feel like I don't want to say I'm doing it right, but um, it's been progressing properly. I feel like um, it's been good, but there's even more room for growth. And that is very exciting to me to know that things can get even better than they are because it's been really good. I didn't expect this soon for this to be as good as it's been. So, but manage your expectations. Start out, set realistic goals, try to reach those goals. If you reach them, you know, bump the goal up. Always set something to shoot for, but manage it and put it into a realistic expectation. Know if you want to do this full time, what you need to make, and then ask yourself, could you do that? Can you make this work? It does take a lot of time. Realize that a lot of folks think that it's just easy. Like resellers are lazy. They got, whatever they do, they work from home, that this beautiful lifestyle. Believe it or not, there is a lot of work involved in it. Some of these, Commonwealth Picker says he only does like what 15 hours a week, but he also talks about his wife is involved in it, his kids help him a little bit, his son's girlfriend, his dad, Moses grass. Like there's a lot of people that's doing things for him. Now, is that because and I'm going to use the term, is it because he's lazy? No, it's because he is making a good bit of money off of YouTube content. So when he says he's only doing 15 hours of reselling, that's the amount of effort he's putting in the reselling side. He's putting more effort into the content side because he has multiple channels. That is many sources of income. He's got sponsorships over there. He is making a ton of money off of YouTube, And so that's where he's putting forth his efforts. But when you hear him say he only does 15 hours, understand he's got people helping him. So him doing 15 hours is not what you're going to be able to do to have the results that he's having. He's built the audience. I keep repeating myself with that, but he broke 100,000 subs. He's got an audience, and his main focus is his content. So keep that in mind and manage your expectations. Just know that some of these people, and it's not a bad thing, um, but it's not the way it looks on camera. There's a lot of effort, a lot of hours. I like to say you're going to get out of reselling what you put into it. If you bust your butt and you have goals and you work towards them and you put forth effort and you're motivated to do it, you're going to get results. If not, and you think it's easy and that you can only put a couple hours in, if you're only part time, no biggie. But if you want to do it full time, it's going to take long hours and it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of stress, a lot of headaches, but you can do it. And number 5, this is very important. Find something or someone to motivate you. It's very easy in this space to lose motivation. I am guilty of it. Whether it's the content creation, again, I needed to take that month break from the content. I needed to focus over on the eBay side of things. But if you have a slow sales day, it's going to kill your motivation. If I don't know, there's many things. You might get burned out. It's going to cause you to lose your motivation. Um, Find someone. It's very there's several people that have said this. It's a very lonely career. You don't have like coworkers, you don't have the socialization. I feel like I'm bothering people sometimes. I message a few resellers that have been kind enough to respond. A couple people in the card side of things have started doing reselling recently, so we kind of talk a little bit. But other than that, it does get very lonesome sometimes. I do all my listing and stuff in the basement, so a lot of times I'm just down there for hours a day, taking photos, looking items up, cleaning things, listing things, that sort of stuff. And you know, if I turn the radio on and get jamming, I get moving along. But if I'm just down there in the quiet and sitting there, it's easy to get distracted because it's lonely. Like there's nobody to talk to, and you're by yourself, and um, so very easy to lose motivation. If you have a spouse and she or he is willing to help you, or y'all talk about it or do some of it together, that can sometimes help as well. But just know it's very easy to lose that track, lose that moving forward, lose the motivation. So find something or someone, if there's somebody out there that that does this, and y'all can talk back and forth or whatever. Motivate each other, because that is something very important. That it's again a roller coaster of emotions. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have days that you absolutely crush it, and then you're gonna have days where you feel like you're failing. I kind of see Dave going through that roller coaster of emotions since he's quit his job, because he's probably scared. He's got a lot of bills, he's got a family depending on that, and but he's got his YouTube channels, and I think that dude's gonna be perfectly fine. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I just wanted to share, get back on the horse, get on and put a video up. I appreciate anybody that does watch this. If you don't mind though, if you could hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, and like and comment below. I would very much appreciate that. It's very difficult growing the channel, but it is something I would like to get moving along on. I'm going to try to stick to a schedule. You guys will know when I figure out exactly what days I'm going to do that. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you have a wonderful day. And until the next one, I'll catch you later.